Your mic's wrong.
For the record, the heavy breathing is not Valerie, it's Maya.
You say that even when she's not here. Can you girls get her attention in there?
Yeah, she's
Oh, you
right.
already did? We're good? All right. We're going to go ahead and open the meeting. August 12th, 2024. Meeting's now open, and we're going to start with a roll call.
David Gavigan.
Tom Bouchard.
Bob Gosling. Jonathan Barnett.
Go ahead.
Dave Gleason.
Nice job.
Dave Gleason, now that we've done a roll call, I'd like to introduce him. He's an associate member. He will be voting on special permits. And he took the place of
Richard Kenny.
How quick you forget.
Kenny. And who we thank very much, Rich Kenny, for being involved for quite a few years. And we thank you, David, for stepping up. Your father served on this board for a few years. And also as a selectman, so we're glad to have you. All right, so first thing on our agenda is an A&R Station Street. It's map 8, lot 108-1. It's trying to divide a lot, which is lot 108-1, into two parcels. This is presented as an A&R, which is approval not required. Also, I just want to say to anybody that if you saw our agenda before we get started with this, we have a 7:01 appointment, we have a 7:02 appointment. We do it that way because if the 7:01 is, let's say it's a public hearing, and they canceled, and we allot a half an hour for that, now we gotta sit here for 30 minutes. So we stack them one after another, just so you know if you're whatever you're waiting for is not happening, and that's the reason. Because people get aggravated with that. Oh, I thought it was on at 7:01, and then that's 9 o'clock, so. All right, so Mr. Webby.
Hi. So, we have lot 108, and we just like to make two lots out of it that are both conforming.
Okay. Pass proper frontage,
Correct? Both have 200 or
proper
more.
square footage,
Yep.
44,000 and 48,000. Yeah,
It's on a public way that's
on a public
paved.
way, frontage. Yeah, you have any problem with it?
None at all.
Board members? For anybody that's here that doesn't know what an A&R, it's approval not required, but then we have to approve it. We don't really approve it. What do we call it? We endorse it. We
Yeah.
have to sign it. Agree with it and sign it, which I don't know what the difference is, but that's the definition there of an A&R. So, board members have no problem? Val has no problem? Maya has no problem?
I have no problem.
She's good.
Yeah.
Aaron's good.
Aaron's good?
Yep,
Thanks, Aaron,
you're welcome.
even though you can't vote. All right, so,
Neither can Maya.
do we have a motion to endorse this plan?
Go ahead. I'll make a motion to endorse the A&R plan for Station Street, map 8, lot 108-1, to divide lot 108-1 into two parcels.
Yeah, I think it's lot 108, period, and then it becomes lot 108-1 and 108-2, is that correct?
Correct.
Yep.
All right, because it says it different on here, but on our agenda, but it's actually lot 108 getting divided into 108-1 and 108-2.
I don't know. We think
All
it
right,
is
so we have a motion,
108-1.
what's that?
We think it actually is 108-1.
Yeah, it might actually be
Yeah,
108.
it is 108.
All right, so,
That's Boyce's property, right?
so the plan is wrong?
The plan is correct. It's 108-1 now, and it's turning into 108-1 and 108-2, and that's been,
So he said it wrong.
That's my
All
bad.
right, you know,
Sorry.
I checked it with the assessors.
you're
and
barely out of diapers, we'll let it go.
The assessors are good with it.
That's Boyce's property, right?
Yeah, I believe it was, yeah.
Yeah, because she subdivided it.
She subdivided it, and
Years
then we
ago.
just paid the taxes, and here we are.
Lens that fell out, that's not good. I'll use you with one eye. All right, so did we have a second on that?
No.
Seconded by Bob. Motion by John Bonnet. All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstentions? So it's a 4-0-0. Thank you, Mr. Webby.
Thank you, everybody.
The last time I called you, Mr. What was that? I think I got it. I know him, so I can say stuff like that, so.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Yep, we will. That was an easy one. Everything's perfect.
Yeah, no,
Very, very easy. Okay. Moving on, our second appointment at 7:02. Appointment is 70 Summer Street, revised site plan for approval showing added landscaping. We have a small plan here, one-page plan. It's pretty small, even
Yep.
with my glasses on with both lenses in.
it shows you 3 tree plantings and a picnic table where, this is 70 Summer Street, the apartments to the rear of the post office that we discussed at our last meeting and approved, conditional on revised landscaping plans coming in that showed a picnic table and a couple of trees where they're located on this plan. And we approved it subject to them putting in some evergreen shrubs on the plan to help screen headlights from the abutter. And they've grouped them in such a way that they would do that.
Okay.
So,
Where's the picnic table?
It's right next to the 3 little green dots.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I see it now.
you can see a very tiny brown
It's gonna
speck.
be a real woodsy setting.
Well, it's better than nothing, I guess, but
Yeah. Cook your lunch on the blacktop and sitting on the picnic table. All right, so what do you think of this, Val?
it satisfies the requirements of the approval.
All right, so do we need to vote on this, or?
Yes.
All right, we'll just vote, no, we already voted in the affirmative, but subject to this.
Subject to this coming in for your
And so
approval.
we need a motion to approve the landscape plan as discussed in the approval.
I'll make a motion to accept the landscaping plan for 70 Summer Street as presented.
Second?
Any further discussion? Hearing none? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstentions? It's 4-0-0. Captain Jones, okay. Next on our list, discussions, Captain Jones Landing, landscaping items and bond release and bond reduction,
So
one or the other.
the last 2 items that came up at the last meeting were some questions about whether or not there was a performance guarantee. The plants went in a year ago. I asked Mr. Sharon to be able to speak to that, but he had an emergency today, and he can't make tonight's meeting. But he did email me and say that he doesn't recall having a performance guarantee, but the HOA is supposed to be watering the trees with the bags filled with water that they left with the trees. So there's that. And the other thing that came up was the question of whether or not they feathered back loam from the Cape Cod berm towards the lawns. And when an inspection was done, we found that for the most part that wasn't done. And so I followed up again with Mr. Sharon. He's asking that we release the bond and release the performance, the escrow account for the engineering at this time.
Bob, you went out there, do you want to tell us what you saw? I drove by and very slowly, unlike the rest of the people who got through there. And I looked at that. It just seems like this, I'll let you tell because you looked at it closer than
Well,
I
the
did.
only places I saw that looked like the loom was brought up to the top of the berm was between the sidewalk and the berm.
Yeah, I saw the same thing.
Around the yards and around any other areas, it didn't look like they even made an effort to do that.
No, I agree. There's actually a space where there's nothing growing because of it.
Yeah, and there was a couple of trees that were mentioned last time. The jury's still out on whether they're gonna make it or not. I could see that they were yelling a little bit, but they could make it, I don't know. That's why I asked about the bond, or the guarantee.
So the,
So, what's his name again?
Mr. Sheeran?
Sharon. He wants us to release all the money. Who's comfortable with that?
I'm not, for reasons I spoke about last time, so I'm not gonna say yes, so you guys vote.
I'm not gonna vote in favor.
Part of this is a town thing. The developers take advantage of it. I don't think the neighbors, the people that live in these developments should be responsible for getting roads accepted. And, that's my feeling.
I agree with you, and I also agree that we shouldn't release the bond. We have unfinished stuff and stuff that's lingering on, and we don't know about the trees, we know that they didn't finish things because they ran out of money or whatever the case was. I don't care about that part of it. I just care that it's done right. And how much is the bond?
It's approximately, without looking through my paperwork here, it's approximately 52,000.
Okay.
Are they obligated to give us an estimate? Have they?
We have an as-built, and it's been approved.
That's a good thing, because a lot of times when these guys walk away, you know you don't have that. And then the neighbors try to organize it and all that. That's a good thing that he did that. I'm glad he did that. Because that's probably the worst problem, when people walk away and there's no as-built. And years pass and it gets worse, you know, it's just a nightmare. Well, I think we should send him a letter stating that we'll take an official vote. How about one of us makes a motion? Yes.
So I'd recommend that we activate the bond, call the bond, send the appropriate notification to the bonding agency because it's about to expire. Tell them that he has so many days' notice and we need to get this resolved.
Right, so if he doesn't like the sounds of that, then he can go fix the stuff.
Exactly,
Because he can fix it for about, not even probably 10% of that.
right.
So can you call the bond before it's due?
Well, I think we need to. Let me look at the paperwork here. It's in here.
I thought usually you do that after it's,
Uh,
no, for sure.
Looking for the latest bond agreement here. So we just have to go through a proper notice, which is built into the bond agreement. And if the owner fails to cure such defects, we do a notice to the security company in writing, and then he has 14 days
Respond or
to do the work, or the money is released to the town. And then what we would do is work with the HOA.
and then whatever money's not used goes back to him.
I suppose so, yeah. I mean, it would go to, I think that would be reasonable. And we would work with the HOA to implement what's left to be done.
I
that
mean,
money.
in past years, we've had developers that we've worked with that did what they said and said what they did. And if they asked for a bond to be released a little early because we trusted them, or we knew that they'd do the work, we've done that. But this has been sort of a nightmare for us and especially for the homeowners. So we're watching out for the, we'll do everything we can do. There's some things we can't do. Like, we can't work on a private road. We can't fix those things. But we can call the bond, we can give them a detailed list of what needs to be done. I think Bardia has that.
He does.
And we can vote not to release the bond and to call the bond. And that's what we can do at this point. Okay?
Now, it was my understanding that this HOA was in place because there's a common septic system there for the majority of the homes. It shouldn't have anything to do with the road construction.
And for the roads, and for the drainage maintenance. And they will,
What do you mean for the roads?
the roads, he's gonna convey, when he conveys over, I think it had happened as each property was purchased, they became part owners of the subdivision.
Well, that's what happens, yeah.
Right, so, right now, we have a situation where they're obligated to maintain these private roads because they are private. It's between them and the developer, and the drainage, and the septic system.
No, I understand all that stuff, but
But
once
that-
it becomes a public way,
If it becomes a public way, then the drainage and the road goes away. The septic system will always stay with the HOA.
correct. And I guess
Everybody
my
understands
problem-
that?
And I guess my problem is that that's not the way it's supposed to work, so.
Why is
It
that?
is what it is. Because the HOA, he's thrown at the fact that they're gonna be responsible for getting the road accepted, and that shouldn't be.
No, that shouldn't be.
That shouldn't be the case.
Right, it's a hard thing for us to enforce.
Right.
But we can call the bond.
It doesn't have anything to do with subdivision control, so we're not able to, your feeling is that feeling, and that's okay. I mean, that's typical, as the developer does do that. In this case, he's not. I agree with you.
But maybe he will.
He might.
I mean, if we can get this straightened out, we'll, it looks like, I can't predict here, but it looks like from what I hear, we're going to refuse the release of the bond, refuse the release of the, what do you call
So
it?
we have a performance guarantee and an escrow account.
Yeah, neither one of those. Do not release either one, and then we'll vote separately to call the bond. Everybody agrees with that? Yeah, if you want to speak, we'll let you do briefly up there. This is not a public hearing, but we'll be nice. Is that all right, Jack? Okay.
Thank you, Chairman, members of the board, Val.
Can you give us your name and
David
address?
Chaucy, I'm 10 Barrowsbrook. I spoke last time, and thank you for going out and look at the curbing, because that was definitely a big issue with all of us. And again, the trees. Have they as well be provided all documents, legal documents, for this to be turned over once, we'll say, everything is completed?
We don't get involved in the turnover. All we do is subdivision control. And as I've advised you, we have all the legal documentation and requirements from the developer on this subdivision.
Okay, so you do, that was my question. Do you have?
I don't have anything that
That's the
is,
selectman.
Okay.
the road is the selectmen, and anything between you and the developer is private and not a part of what the board is privy or has any jurisdiction over.
Okay.
Is everything sold in there?
Yes. Everything is sold, and I apologize, because I think I kind of vented to Val once with a bunch of... There are many issues within individual homes. Now, I know that's got nothing to do with the bond, but people are still getting water in their cellars, they've got cracks in their foundations. This is all stuff that they should have taken care of before.
Yes.
Now, and I know it's nothing to do with the bond, so.
No.
I don't know if anybody else has got anything that would like to. I mean, some of these, I wasn't the first time homeowner there, I was the second homeowner there, and I hear some of the stories that people were told by the builders, they were supposed to build a stone wall down by the entrance, they were supposedly, now this is, again, is this in writing? That I don't know. Again, I wasn't there to start, so I don't know. Jack lives up at the end where the leaching field is. You're supposed to put some shrubbery or bushes or something. Again, is that just something that he said, but nothing in the plans? I don't have an actual copy of the plan.
There's nothing on the plans because that's a private, those are private lots that were being constructed, and we don't have any jurisdiction over the building of the houses. I've stepped past our jurisdiction trying to deal with some of the drainage issues related to the grading around the houses to the extent that I've been able. But we don't, that isn't anything that would be showing on the subdivision plans, and it does not show on the subdivision plans.
Okay.
So that doesn't show up in the plans, is what you're saying, no?
No, if it did, we would have had an engineer would have called that out and said, this is missing, but they accepted the as-built.
I don't have an actual
Said it was
copy of the
complete.
plans, so I don't know. Again, this is just what people were telling me.
Well, they look just like the subdivision plans,
Okay,
but they're as-built, and they just show that they built what they said they were gonna build.
okay. All right. All right, I don't know if anybody else has anything to say that is from the subdivision. Just thank you for your time. We appreciate any help that you've provided us, and if maybe we can get a few of the things rectified, it'd be great.
Okay.
Anybody else? Jack, you want to come up? Pretty bad when the planning board gets to know everybody by their first name. You know there's something wrong.
Yeah, just, I'm Jack Bozan, I'm in Captain Jones Way, 13. And I was promised a lot. There was one thing that Donnie would always do to anybody. He would promise you something, give you a piece, and a long time after, you had to argue it again. Just been the worst experience to privatize him because he's given up a piece of land that now all of a sudden is a development, which I know a lot of people aren't happy about developments because it's a beautiful town. You know, they just get a little bit tough about it. But anyways, and the church next door, they knew about the trees that were going to go up there just to privatize it. It's not killing me about those trees, but it's the idea that I was promised these things, and I did expect promises that,
Anything about the subdivision, other than,
well, so the trees, we do have, I have 2 trees that are dying. I'm shot 1 tree on my lot. I was supposed to have 2. He shot me 1, but I wasn't gonna argue about that. I didn't wanna go but he did shot me 1 tree. What he tended to do is he put it down on another lot that he was selling, the last lot he was selling, to appease her. He gave all the stuff to her, which I don't know if that was on the drawings or not, but just the way these guys worked, and I really don't have much more to say. I don't think that, but
Okay.
that's pretty much, and we do have a lot of issues that I guess is gonna be our own doing on going after Donnie and Paul, but.
well, we're going to do everything that we stated, and then we'll you can call and check on it any time,
Okay.
and we can communicate.
No, I appreciate you guys
Won't be
for
me,
time on
it'll
doing this.
Definitely be Val. 'Cause
Can I just ask one more question?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
If it's about the subdivision, yes.
It is about the subdivision. David Jossi, 10 Barrows Brook. The HOA money that we, all of us, put in on a monthly basis, should he be allowed to use that for landscaping or anything like he did just have, and I don't know if you can answer this question or not, but he just had, and I questioned him because this was supposed to be done, and I mentioned that the drainage area was mowed, plus behind Jack's house where the leaching field is. So he's been taking money out of the HOA to pay for them.
He has?
Yeah.
It's the
He
first
told
I
me it
heard
was
of it.
1,800, and I have the bills from the accountant, and there's two 1,800 charges on there. So, I don't know why he should be taking money. Now,
He can't.
yeah, there's a fair amount of money. Now,
Again,
we
this
did
is
have a
not something we have
problem.
anything
I
to do with.
understand, but they were just
Yeah.
asking us for our
I'm just
opinion.
making clear.
Yeah, no, she's making it clear that this is not our doing,
okay,
but that's, Bob, tell him that's a no-no.
It's a no-no.
I mean, that money is not even supposed to be used
Well, as
for
a,
anything until until it's turned over to the town, am I correct?
how does he have, he still has access to the HO? to this-
yeah, because we haven't taken it over because of all these issues. We were refused to do it because we've had so many issues with him. So we still send money to his CPA, and his CPA pays the landscapers or whoever.
I hate to say it, and that's just my opinion. I've done this a million times. I think you guys should get an attorney, because when you guys sell when you buy the lots, you all technically own to the center of the road. It's a private way. The only way you're gonna get it taken over by the town is by everybody to sign and have notarized, or everybody that lives there, and that goes to the selectmen to petition it. And that's the only way you're gonna get it accepted now.
Yeah, now, Val has sent me that information, and I don't foresee any problem with anybody not signing it.
And I don't know if I'd keep putting money in that HOH.
Yeah, we put money in it, and I keep on telling, and they tell us we have to put, back, so we keep up on it, and everybody's afraid to put any more in it, because you don't know what, if they got their hands on it.
Oh, you gotta go up if you're gonna talk, Jack. Jack, you gotta go up if you're gonna talk. And then after that, we'll move on, because this is stuff that's really not our business, but we're just trying to help.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Since the beginning, like anybody, if you have to pay a bill, you pay a bill. So we've been paying the bill, paying it up, and then after a while, you hear all these different things, you don't get no answer on how much is in there. We should get like a balance, like you do on your own bank accounts or anything. What is in that fund? We have no idea what's in that fund. And then we find out recently that money has been taken out of that, so we don't know exactly how much is gonna be left in that, because we don't have.
I would do what Bob said, get a lawyer.
Have you got-
And then you can start your own HOA until it's all.
Yeah,
done.
have you elected officers or anything like that? Well, do that and open another account and just stop putting the money in that.
Yeah, that's what I thought, that we shouldn't be paying into that anymore. But,
Especially if it's true that he spent money on it.
yeah,
All right, we're not gonna get any deeper into this, because this
That's a
is
different
all
issue.
legal stuff that we
Yeah.
don't need to deal with, but
but
you've heard from advice from a developer.
I appreciate that a lot, because that means like we'll be doing the right thing, instead of, then we could deal with stuff that we have to deal with.
I would say it's, my guess, it's kind of criminal to take money out of that, but I'm not a lawyer. Just a plumber like you, Jack.
Yeah, just a plumber, but I mean, common sense, I think we all got a bit of common sense, and it doesn't seem like he has the right to touch our money for stuff that he owes us a development, he owes what we were supposed to get. That's all I want, that's all we want.
No, I understand.
Yeah, so.
Thank you. Thank you all. All right, maybe we will start with a motion not to release the bond. I think we'll do them all separate.
So moved.
So moved. Do we have a second? Second. Moved and seconded not to release the bond money on Captain Jones. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. 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 Opposed? 400. All right, and now a motion to not release the
Funds in escrow.
funds in escrow. Been moved by Jonathan Barnett,
I'll second it.
been seconded by David. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now we need a motion, third motion.
We're going to notify the bonding agency and Mr. Sheeran that we find that it's not sufficiently constructed in terms of what's remaining, and that we want the work completed. They have 14 days.
We have a so moved?
It'll go by certified
Or
mail.
we're gonna call the bond.
That's the same thing, yeah. It'll automatically happen.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All right, been moved by Jonathan, seconded by David. Any further discussion on the calling the bond and notifying Mr. Sheeran and the bond company? 0-0. Okay. Have a good night. Follow up on signage. We have pictures of signs.
Yeah, so Rob asked me to fill in for him tonight, which I'm happy to do. So you have in your packet, the last time around, we talked about signs, and there was some positive feedback. So Rob went ahead and got more drawings done and some Pantone colors for you to look at. And so the blues came in this morning, so we have these two in your packet. I'll hold them up for the audience to be able to see.
So, for the board members, you see this here? They had these in red. There might be a page that shows the small signs in red.
Yep.
There you go.
What did Erin say?
What they did is,
And I have a very dear friend of mine that says, at a distance, they look like stop signs. I would tend to agree with that.
that might be why no one uses them as red.
I don't usually agree with her. And also, that same dear friend likes the big blue sign
I love it.
better than the big red. Yes, I do like it.
Red's too aggressive.
Do you work with a design company?
Yes, we're working with, right now, we're working with Point Signs
Yeah.
and
I
another
did like
another
red. I
sign
kinda like
company
the
that
red.
does town signs all the time. They do most of the South Shore.
So, we were down at the town hall the other day, we asked them to add the blue, the gold.
This is nice.
Yeah, which I like.
That's too flashy. Yeah, right. Yeah, I agree.
So if you have a favorite, and it sounds like you're sort of coming close, we're going to go ahead. You like the big blue one?
We like all the blue ones, right?
Okay.
I think, I love the blue, as was my suggestion. I think maybe, like, just the slightest bit more blue. I don't want it to look black. That's my only
Okay.
feedback on that.
You just revealed my sources.
Got it.
Sorry. Not sorry.
So I think it would be a little bit, maybe somewhere in between what we
Yeah.
see on the next page and this one, because this
I
one's
like just navy blue.
maybe too blue.
Yeah, I like the darker one.
Yeah, I
So-
do too, but not,
A little bit closer to the
Pinkoi.
darker, but a little bit lighter than that.
Is it Pinkoi?
That border on there, Val, that looks kind of nice.
Yeah.
It kind of accents it on that one.
So I'm going to hold this up again. This is the one that the
color is
board
this
is
one?
favoring.
I like
And,
Toy Navy?
this sign
Yeah.
right here is sweet, but see how this one has a little border on it?
Oh,
On the
yeah.
outside edge of it?
so
well, this one has a border too, but it's just the same.
it's a different
It's just a
setup.
smaller border, because it's a smaller sign, yeah.
I kind of like the two-tone.
Yeah. Yeah, the two-tone's nice too. Yeah, just kind of accents it.
So is it Pinkoi?
I think that's more of a navy blue,
That's more navy than that. It's more
whereas
blackish.
this is more like that Pantone.
I'm glad that we get to do this. This is kind of cool.
I don't like making decisions like this.
That's why your wife does it for you.
Color is the word.
I like the Pinkoi.
Yeah.
Everybody like the Pinkoi?
You just like the name.
So.
Saying
as you-
Pinkoi over
as
and over
last
again.
time-
Where's that?
Last time he talked about, he's gonna start, we wanna start with the town hall one.
Yeah.
And then maybe do one like down the Idina, something. And then as money comes in over there, he's gonna add them to all the different spots, Rocky Nook and, other places.
Yeah, they're cut out, they're nice They're really high-quality signs.
Yeah, that's cool looking.
And there's one company that's specializing in these on the South Shore and doing a lot of them for the towns on the South Shore. That's who Rob is working with. So
What are they actually made out of?
Cardboard.
I'm going to say they're MDF, which is, you know,
It says carved, so it's gotta be
they're carved.
something substantial.
They're cool, I like them. You know, back in the day, there would have been all different, little villages, like the end of Grove Street where Dave Woodworth lives, that was Frenchtown. It was a little French development, they all French Canadian people.
Well, he's in the wrong place.
Everybody called it Frenchtown.
He's in the wrong place then.
Yeah, he didn't like the French, he's a, what would he call it? He's a youper.
Oh. Isn't Uper upstate Michigan?
Yeah, and all they do is tell French jokes.
Okay, I didn't know that. I used to live in Michigan, and I've been to the UP. All right.
I feel like I have, with all the stories Dave's told.
I know.
I feel like I
Yeah.
grew up there.
Speaking of signs, we getting movement on the Lowe's issue?
On the look, we're working together on that, too. Well,
Do we have to do anything with asking for our opinion, or just we can vote on this, or?
well, I guess we'd like some direction. If we've got the right color, we know that you,
Big boy with gold. Just like the sign.
big one,
Oh,
with
Pincoy
gold.
is a little bit lighter than the dark one.
what,
If you look at the color chart, I'm really into this.
I don't know what the color chart is. That's why I'm a little confused. Oh, at the end, okay. All right, so, and which one do you like better, the big one? The big one, okay,
For the town hall?
for town hall.
Yeah.
And then you'll see versions of this, bigger or smaller, for future buildings that are town.
Sweet.
Okay, fantastic,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks to, Rob
Yeah, we're
for all his
working,
hard work.
teamwork, yep.
I'd like to know who's gonna listen to a bunch of guys on this kind of stuff.
You know what?
Who's gonna listen to a bunch of guys on picking colors and?
Oh, look at it, you know?
I tell you what.
Doesn't your wife ask you in the morning what color you want her nails? That's the way it happens at my
I'll
house.
tell you what, the front of the town hall, all done up, finished, looks amazing.
Oh, listen, to all of the veterans and all
Amazing.
the people who, worked on this project, everybody's so excited and proud of it.
It's phenomenal.
Absolutely amazing.
Thank you to all those people. It looks like, Steve Ellis, and Lenny did the lighting out there. And, so someone
haven't
took a
seen
picture at night with the lights on and sent it to him, to Steve Ellis, and he showed it to me, I was like, wow.
How's he feeling?
Doing good.
Okay, minutes.
So, I guess, we have a set of minutes. I don't know who did them, but they look fair.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I'll second that.
I know, this is ridiculous.
Who's the July 22nd?
Minutes of July 22nd. Is that what you made a motion on?
Yes, of 2024.
2024. All right, it's been moved. Was it seconded?
Yep.
Seconded by Jonathan. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? It's 400.
Okay. Right now, I'll just mention, we don't have anything for the next meeting. So, tentatively looking at, there's a filing that we're waiting on, but I don't expect that we have anything coming up, so we may not meet the last,
Yeah.
but we will,
Bob's disappointed. This is his social life.
I would put us at September 9th for the next one.
yeah, September 9th, if you want to keep track. And then Dave, we'll get you a list of all the scheduled meetings that we would have. And then we also, just to let you know, like, coming up in the fall, we're going to be hearing from Old Colony Planning Council on their study that they've been doing of the 3A 53 corridor for us. And looking forward to that, and we'll start be doing some more outreach on the MBTA zoning. We did hear back from town council on the draft that also went up to the state to start the clock, and they didn't have any, they had some tweaks that we need to make, but generally speaking, it's fine. So just rearranging material. So I'm working on that, and that's all that the planner has to report.
I don't know if you care, but Toyota's still parking on the lawn. You know, it's part of I said Toyota's still parking the vehicles on the lawn. You know, it's part of our site plan that.
Oh, I know.
not to park
They've been told, and then they stopped doing it for a few days, and they put it back. I'll tell Jason again. Toyota, when they designed their place, just so the public knows as well, they needed to have space, two major things on that site plan. They needed to have space to unload their vehicles off those massive trucks in the yard, on their land. And then they needed to leave their green space free of automobiles. And both of those are never done.
Yeah, they use the road all the time.
The road gets blocked, and, you know, sometimes what do you call it's getting out, the MBTA, they're going and they're coming, and it's just ridiculous.
Yep.
That could be a bad thing, if that other thing that we get to do.
A fact.
I give this to Dave.
Train.
You guys all done?
Yeah.
The MBTA zoning, right. I mean, I'm not an enforcer, so I can't, we really have to follow up with Jason.
Thank you, sir. What do you think we have to say?
There's not many on this one. Isn't there supposed to be 8 copies or something?
Yeah, we circulate those for the town clerk.
You already did.
Not yet?
There's only like three
Only 4, yeah.
Well, you don't,
plus the Mylar?
okay. You only have to sign the Mylar.
We signed it.
That's, thank you. Saves me some work. We'll remind them that we need more.
All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Well, all right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 4-0-0 again. We're now adjourned.
Thank
I
you,
like
gentlemen.
using that hammer. Makes me feel like John Barnett.